there without a new deal. There he is this morning posting a picture in Florida. Now, he told me that he was going through Chattanooga, Knoxville, Atlanta, on his way to Jacksonville. Clearly, he's made a lot of progress on his route, but not as much with the Cincinnati Bengals in his contract negotiations. And the holdup here is guaranteed money. If we look at all the other pass rushers that have gotten guaranteed money this offseason, Max Crosby, Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, 3 years of guaranteed money for all of them. The Bengals have offered 1 year of guaranteed money to Trey Hendrickson. So you're talking about a team that has started slow in recent years, going to camp without its best defensive player, not to mention the fact that its first-round draft pick still also hasn't signed. He's the lone unsigned first-round draft pick, not the way to open training camp.
That's what I meant when I wrote he literally just left town. The chances may have literally just left town. This is a team a lot of us believe in because the quarterback is so good, the offense is so good, but this obviously is a disaster.
Yeah, and Trey's been an incredibly impactful player, even though the defense wasn't good. It's hard to imagine that you can be making a run, which it seems like they're trying to do by paying T. Higgins and paying Chase and obviously paying Burrow. They're looking to make a run at the championship without a game closer like this. Your defense was not great last year, but it's certainly not going to get better by losing him. And I know Mike Brown complains about the reputation that this team has, Mike Brown being the owner, of not being willing to spend money, but this is an example of it. Like this, and arguing for extra or for unique default language in Shemar Stewart's contract in order to be able to not pay him guarantees should something happen, just feels like
he gets hit by a bus.
Yeah, there we go. Feels like he's been on the phone with Jerry Jones, and they are negotiating in tandem.
For those who don't know what he's referring to, Shemar Stewart, their first-round draft pick, not there, technically not a holdout.
Can't
right?
be there.
He's not a holdout.
Oh,
he
he's
can't
signed.
even be there because
he can't be there. He's not signed. He's not an employee of the team right now.
So, I feel like asking the question, like, how big a deal should I be making about this? It's the end of July. It's not the end of August. But these little things, in my experience, do tend to add up and matter when the big things start happening.
Yeah, they are a big deal, right? Because you have this window with Joe Burrow in this team, and you can't continue to start season slow because you don't have your best football players in the building playing football. Starting slow because you're working the kinks out and you're building chemistry is one thing. Starting slow because you are missing your two best pass rushers is a completely different story.
And I'll tell you the other thing. With Dallas, we have a feeling eventually it'll get worked out, and Mike is there. With Washington and Terry McLaurin, they'll figure out a way. They may be far apart right now. Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals have been going at this for the better part of 2 off seasons. No deal. We're down to 1 unsigned first-round draft pick, and both sides seem to be dug in. There's been talk about what would happen if he misses the season. Like, that is way premature in my mind, but it shows you that they don't appear to be close. So they're not close with Shemar Stewart. They're not close with Trey Hendrickson. They cut one of their captains, leading tacklers, in Jermaine Pratt. The defense wasn't very good to begin with. And now you're talking about a team that should be competing for a Super Bowl, and now we're wondering what's going to happen on defense. And again, I don't know that we have a lot of confidence and faith that it's going to get worked out anytime soon here. That, to me, is a concern.
So, Hawk, you mentioned their slow starts. Just how slow have they been? Well, I'm glad you asked. If we could put up B29. Since 2019, Hawk, the Bengals have gotten off to bad starts every year. They are an almost unimaginable 1-11 in weeks 1 and 2. They've started 0-2 each of the last 3 seasons, and there's always something going on. There was the year that Burrow was a little bit hurt. They've had holdouts, Jamar Chase, and other contract problems, and now here, overwhelmingly their best defensive player on an overwhelmingly terrible defense to begin with, and they can't get this thing figured out.
These are impact starters. I mean, Hendrickson is like the guy on your defense, and when you go with the first-round pick, this is a guy that you expect to come in and start and make a big difference on defense, and you're missing both of them. Without them on this defense, yes, they're going to start slow, but more than that, this will and could derail the season. The Cincinnati Bengals playoff hopes are done if these guys don't get in the building.
Yeah, and I think it's the point is, for me at least, is that these are unique behaviors from the organization. It's unusual to have a pass rusher like that and be in a disagreement with them for over 2 seasons. Like, that's the part that's upsetting. Like, I get it if I'm on the team or I'm a fan of a team, and it's like, all right, this happens from time to time for certain teams. And again, the Shemar Stewart, it's unique. He's the only one who's not there. The default language that they want is uncommon. It's unique. Like, you're trying to do new and innovative things in some way that aren't helping your team. That's the part that I would think would frustrate me.
And Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals basically had a deal worked out on the 2 years. Like, it's all in place, but it bogged down over guaranteed money. And really, that's unfortunate that you could be that close to an agreement and then not have it finalized because we disagree so strongly on the guaranteed portion of the deal. For weeks, we had heard about T.J. Watt wanting 4 years of guaranteed money, 4 years on his new contract. I had heard the Pittsburgh Steelers wanted 2 years. In the end, 3. It's not hard to do these things, right? All these guys got 3. The Bengals are at 1. Oh, what do we do? Do we do 2? Do we do 3? How do we work this? It's not really
I like that. Let me write that down.
Crazy.
We call that meet in the middle. You like that?
It's called
Make a note.
compromise.
Okay,
Which is the theme of any negotiation.
That one sounds smart too. I like that.
Wow.
Trey,
Revolutionary.
post a picture when you get home so we all know that you're home safely, please. We'll keep
At the start of the offseason, right around the time that the Lions signed Jared Goff, we could assign him a contract value in the low 50 millions. It's reasonable to think that that would have been the number in May. It wasn't in September. With CD Lamb, if they had signed him right around the time that Amon-Ra Brown got 30 million or A.J. Brown 32 million, they waited till August 27th. CD Lamb gets 34 million. Let's just give 32 to CD in April. Let's give 53 to Dak in May. That's $9 million. You know what that pays for? Last year? Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, if you sign the guys early. But that's not what they did. They waited, and that's what they're doing again. And you know what? They're waiting, and in the end, Micah Parsons is going to become the highest paid defensive player, non-quarterback in NFL history. We could do it July 22nd, we could do it August 22nd, or we could wait to interrupt Sunday Countdown on the first Sunday of the season. Whenever it gets done, it's going to get done. But the Dallas Cowboys don't seem to move quick with any of these big deals.
So here's the thing. That's a tale as old as time. I'm glad that we ran it down because this is the reality, and this shows you that while beyond just the sort of prurient interest that we have in them because they are the NFL's soap opera, it has actual on-the-field consequences. That said, what do we make of Jerry saying this? It's just such a strange thing to say.
So I think that different owners are in the game for different reasons. You assume that everyone wants to win the Super Bowl. I think this is Jerry's favorite part of the job. I think sometimes when an owner drafts a really good player, they're excited because they're like, I'm going to have this great player for 10 years. Jerry's like, I can't wait till 5 years from now to where I can do public negotiations with this guy and mess up our relationship and spend way too much money on the cap. He seems to really enjoy it. When you watch him giving these press conferences, he's so happy and kind of smug, like we're dumb.
Yeah.
He's looking at us like, hey, I know a player that got hurt. Dak Prescott. He just feels so proud of himself, and it feels like this is the part of the job he loves the most.
There's nothing that signals to a player you are our future, like telling them you might get hit by a bus. So Jerry Jones' public negotiation tactic, and I call it a tactic because every time they're in this situation, every August, every training camp that comes around, where there's a contract dispute, you can almost hear the talking points that he's giving the agent or the player or his team when he's talking.